Welcome, everyone, to the Best of Markham Podcast, brought to you by me, Igor Klibanov from FitnessSolutionsPlus.ca, your personal trainers for chronic conditions. Here with me today is Dr. Nader Abdelkader. I hope I said that correctly. And if I didn't, you can correct me.
Oh, good.
So, Nader, thank you so much for being here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Um, well, I'm a sports specialist chiropractor. I practice in Markham. We have a clinic here inside of a fencing club. It's on Warden and Steeles, and we just recently opened up a new clinic also in Mississauga, and we focus on sports medicine related issues, everything from headaches, neck pain, shoulder pain, you name it, and that's it.
Amazing. How'd you get into chiropractic?
Actually, I got through it. I got into it through fencing. I used to compete in fencing a lot, and I would in Winnipeg, Manitoba. That's where I focus a lot of my fencing, and we all got injured. We all had all sorts of injuries, the minor stuff and the major stuff, and we were kind of frustrated, as athletes because we didn't know, where to go, who can treat who can treat us, and you go to someone and you tell them that you fence, and they're like, what's fencing? And you're like, oh, it's like involves lunging, and they just completely look at you with like a blank stare. So it's it gets frustrating. So that's um, you know that's kind of what motivated or ignited my interest in, hey, okay, well, why don't I go and find a profession that would look into treating especially fencers.
Yeah.
So, chiropractic being a profession of a specialty in musculoskeletal, which is short, we call it MSK.
Yeah.
So, MSK system is what involves everything from muscles, bones, ligaments, and joints and nerves. So, that's kind of like a full system that we have full control of. And that's what really initially graduated or gravitated rather
Yeah.
me to that profession. And I, shadow did my homework and everything and applied and got in.
So you became the rehab professional you wish you had when you were a competitive
That's
fan.
right. That's right. Exactly.
Okay, very, very interesting. So I've interviewed actually a bunch of chiropractors on my show. A lot of them actually get into working with whatever population because they were that population or they are that population.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, fascinating. And now you're the you're the head chiropractor um for this clinic, correct?
Well, that's right. I'm also now, I have, so I'm the lead medical for Fencing Canada.
Yeah,
So I work with the national team. I travel with them to their competitions. We do training camps here at home, all across Canada, and we just got back from Georgia, the country,
yeah.
the state. There was a fencing world championships there, so Team Canada was there, and they were competing, and we were with them, supporting them, treating them, working with the national team coaches and etc. So it was a really good trip. We just got back, and that's it's part of the fun part of my job because you really get to focus on the elite fencers.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's great to do something that you love, especially if you were a fencing athlete yourself, a fencer yourself.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
What do
Yeah.
you like most about chiropractic?
Which is kind of what I was alluding to earlier, essentially the expertise over the MSK system.
Right.
So, as the chiropractors actually, which is not commonly known, it's we're considered PCPs, primary care providers.
Yeah.
Uh, Primary care providers, much like a dentist, much like family doctors, um, patients, people can come to us at first point. They can come to us directly right away,
Right.
right? We don't have to be get referred to. As a matter of fact, we're the ones that actually are referring, right, to other subspecialists of MSK. Like, for example, if someone has a really severe knee arthritis, then we would, refer them for surgery. Or if we're suspecting something like this person may have rheumatological issues, then we would send them to a rheumatologist to work them up so then they can get the appropriate type of medication or care they would need to. So we're actually the quarterback of first that's actually not commonly known.
I
Um,
didn't know that either, even though I work with a lot of chiropractors. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm glad to know it, and B, I'm glad that the viewers and listeners of this podcast now know it as well.
Yeah, no, it's important because patients don't like. I've had many patients. Sorry, not to sidetrack here, but I've had. I think it's relevant. I've had many patients. They would come to me and they have rolled their ankle and it's severe. It's really ballooned up. They're limping in, right?
Yeah,
And I said, "What happened?" I rolled it doing so and so and stuff. And I said, "Okay, well, what did you do next?" They said, "Well, I went to an emergency."
yeah,
And and in my head, it's like, what? Like, really? Like, he went to an emergency
yeah,
room for a rolled ankle? And like, well, I don't know what to do, right?
yeah,
But
yeah,
because they didn't know where to go to, right? They said,
yeah,
well, we don't know, and rightfully so. They don't know if they broke it. They don't know if it was
yeah,
fractured, right?
yeah. You need some
They would,
diagnostics.
sorry?
You need some diagnostics.
Yeah, exactly. They don't know if it's just a sprain or a fracture.
Yeah,
But if they go to a chiropractor or a sports, I'm also a sports specialist chiropractor, so I did
yeah,
extra training after chiropractic. But
yeah,
if they come, we can say, oh no, you're passing the test. You don't need further requirements to do images. Or no, you're not passing the test. I want to send you for images, and we can send them for images and get the images right away,
right.
right? The lab's near us, so they don't have to wait because they're waiting at the emergency room for 7 hours,
Yeah,
right? Only for the ER physician to say, you stop wasting our time. Like, so everyone's kind of like, what do I do? And the ER physician's like, this is not your place, right? Because they image it and it's like, okay, there's nothing, go home, put ice on it.
yeah,
But it's not even good discharge instructions. But
yeah,
of course they don't care. It's either life or death in there, right?
yeah,
Because
exactly.
they're not trained in MSK, right?
Yeah,
So but properly, if you have a sprain, there's a whole protocol that we do, especially
yeah.
if you're an
That's helpful to know. Now,
because the whole treatment plan, well, is the joints is also affected? How is your movement? How's your range of motion? How's your rehab? Like, there's a whole treatment plan
yeah,
in
yeah,
place.
exactly. It's much more comprehensive than just here's some imaging, go ice it, and here's some fake. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I hear you.
So that's to go back to your question.
Yeah,
What do I like? But chiropractic. Well, chiropractic is especially in MSK, especially in the clinical realm.
understood, understood. Now, you're not
So
just a chiropractor, you're also the founder of Athletic Touch, which makes you an entrepreneur.
yeah,
What
that's
do you
right.
like most about entrepreneurship?
Um, I started Athletic Touch during my sports residency. Um, and I was, most of the time being, you know, taken away by the residency and then having my clinic at nighttime or in the evening after. Um, and what I liked about it because my flexibility, to answer your question, I
Yeah,
can set hours, right? I
yeah,
can set my own hours, like I was saying, I was in the residency. Well, I set my hours from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m.
yeah,
Right. Meanwhile, I was doing my rotations from 8 o'clock to 2 o'clock, right?
yeah,
So I finished the residency and a few years later, and then it's like, okay, great. Now I'm going to start at 12 and not finish at 8. I'll finish at 6 or 5 or what have you, right?
yeah,
Um, which is so nice. That's what I love most about the entrepreneurial aspect of a sports medicine clinic because I'm not on call,
yeah, yeah,
right?
exactly. It's a beautiful thing.
Right. If you're in a hospital, forget about it. You have your
Yeah,
shifts. If you want to switch with your shifts with your partner, but that's different. You're still on shift work. Um, so that's what I love most about it. But I mean, there's the business aspect of it is nice. Um, After you get through the headache of the lawyer aspect of it, the accounting aspect of it,
yeah,
the CRA aspect of it, it comes with headaches. But other than that, it's great because you're building the vision and the brand. That's the fun part. So if you really want to get to the root of your question here, I love the what is the brand that I'm trying to promote,
yeah,
right? And the brand behind Athletic Touch is a sports medicine clinic that is embedded inside sports clubs.
yeah,
And that's unique because traditional sports medicine clinics, they're in a plaza, they're in a nice facility, they're outside the sports clubs, but they're kind of disconnected from the sport,
yeah,
right? So I'm actually inside of a fencing club, an elite fencing club. So when there is a fencing athlete, they're coming in, and I know them, I know their parents, and I know their coach.
Yeah.
And it's open to the public. Other clubs they come in too, but at least I know them because I see them at the competitions.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's from it actually flows into my next question very well, which is about marketing. From a
Yeah.
marketing perspective, that's a brilliant idea because if you're just a standalone chiropractor, not associated with a sports club, even if you treat athletes, you have to rely on a lot of other marketing strategies. People walking by, Google, SEO, stuff like that. If you're
Right.
in the sports club, if somebody gets injured, there's only one choice of who to go to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah.
absolutely. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. Plus, in addition to that, anybody else who knows about you, but you're already embedded. The clients are built in from day one.
That's right. That's right. And it's being within that community. And I think that's really important to note as well. It's not just I'm randomly inside a club
Yeah.
like you would see often in Good Life or LA Fitness
Yeah.
or that big one, Lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're just randomly there. It's
Yeah.
like, well, thanks. I don't really know you, so, but
Yeah.
I'm actually we're the idea, the brand behind Athletic Touch is that we're part of that community, offensive community, and that's kind of what we're doing also in Mississauga,
Yeah.
right? Is that we're inside of a martial arts club,
Yeah.
and we're getting to know the coaches. We're with the athletes. Where they have competitions with them. We're on the sideline. We're looking at the biomechanics. What's the culture like?
Yeah.
So having that connection allows for optimal care, optimal appreciation of that injury beyond just what is it structurally.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's a brilliant move from a marketing perspective. Uh,
Yeah,
Besides being embedded inside athletic clubs,
that's
is
right.
there anything else you do for marketing, or that's really all you need?
You know what? I don't, and maybe that's a bad thing, but I don't do any marketing.
Yeah.
Like, and what I mean by that, I don't have paid advertisements at all. I don't put in I don't have the traditional advertisements.
Right.
Most of my marketing, and maybe that's not a good thing, but I'm too busy right now, like
Yeah.
and probably do need a marketing professional. So if anybody's listening as a marketing professional that wants to deal with sports clinics, please reach out to me. But my point is this: is that everything's word of mouth.
Yeah.
Um, and I think and I really believe that the best marketing is that I don't have to say it for myself. My patients can
Yeah.
vouch for
Of course.
me.
Yeah.
Right. So if they
Marketing's
can
very
for
important.
me without me even telling them, then truly that's the best type of patients to come in and to hear about the clinic.
Yeah.
So
No.
that's kind of what I rely on, and um, but I don't have any formal marketing strategies, at least
I
not
mean,
yet.
Popeye's location is the marketing strategy. Like you're located inside two, well, a fencing club and a martial arts club. Uh,
Yeah.
I volunteer for the Markham Small Business Center as a small business mentor. So
Nice.
we hear from other entrepreneurs about what's their marketing strategies. About 4 years ago, I had one mentee who was a Taekwondo instructor. And my co-mentor and I, we asked him, what do you do for marketing? And just like you, he said, I don't do any marketing. And we said, well, how many students do you have? He says before this was obviously 4 years ago, that's during COVID. So he says before COVID, we were getting one new student per day. Now, just for and obviously you know what that means. Like listeners who don't know, a good reference point is a martial arts club is considered to be successful when they have 100 students after 10 years. This guy was getting one per day. My co-mentor and I asked him, because again, this is during COVID, we asked him, okay, how has COVID affected your business? He says, we're doing terribly. We're getting one every other day. And we're
Yeah,
thinking,
that's still insane.
no marketing. So we asked him, how are
Yeah,
you getting this many students and you're not doing any marketing? We asked
yeah.
him, where's your martial arts club? He says, on the same plaza as Longo's. So it's perfect. A
Yeah,
higher end grocery store where who does the majority of the grocery shopping? Moms and
yeah,
grandmas. They
yeah.
drop off their kids for the kids to burn their energy, get tired. Mom does grocery shopping, comes back, her kid is tired, and they gotta sleep.
That's right. And they have food for them too.
So it works out perfectly in the sense that Salka's location is a marketing strategy.
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great way to look at it. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's certainly it for you. I mean, if your business is keeping you as busy as you'd like to be,
Mm.
and you don't need any more clients, that you don't need to ever think about marketing. It's all fed into you. So how did you like in here it makes sense why you're why you're the chiropractor inside this fencing studio. But martial arts, how did you convince them to embed a chiropractic clinic inside the martial arts club?
I didn't have to convince anything or
Yeah.
anybody. Um, Actually, I'm very good friends with the owners there and the coaches there,
Yeah.
uh, and a lot of them they would drive out all the way from Mississauga to visit the clinic,
Right.
right? And one thing led to another.
Yeah.
Well, we have a room. Would you be interested?
Oh, beautiful.
and and we spent a lot of times. It wasn't just like quick like that. Oh, you have a room, come. Okay, great. And it wasn't just like that.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not athletic touch is not um it's not. I'm not under another business.
Yeah.
Athletic, a business inside a business,
Yes.
right? So it's not like Good Life again, right? To go back. So we there was a lot of back and forth of the vision of it and why that's actually more favorable
Yeah.
to get athletic touch to become embedded inside the club, because it comes with the brand. It comes with all the necessary components to running the internal business and outwardly to the patients.
Yeah.
What it comes with, right? But if you get uh, medical practitioners to work under that brand, but they may not understand the intricacies of running a sports medicine clinic and even
Yeah.
a quality
Yeah.
use, right? That's really important, right? So I didn't do any convincing. We were just, good friends, good in the community, and
Yeah.
have a passion for martial arts. Growing up, you do all sorts of sports, and I did some martial arts and stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, fencing is a type of martial art. It's
Yeah.
just not a it's a combat sport, but it's not a contact
Right.
sport, right? So, but the biomechanics are, I wouldn't say the same, but very similar, right?
Right. Right. Yeah.
So when you look at analyze the biomechanics,
Yeah.
there's an appreciation for a combat
Yeah.
type of,
Yeah.
right. So and then I have friends in the community too as well. I also have my colleague, um, Dr. Amr Booz. He's actually in works out of the Mississauga location. He's a big fighter.
Yeah.
Again, it's about connecting practitioners to the sport and the sport back to the sports science and the sports medicine aspect of things. So it's not just a random person that's not in the community, right?
Right. Right. No, and like I said, from a marketing perspective, location
Yeah,
is your marketing. You don't have
that's
to
right.
worry about anything else.
That's right.
Now, what are you working on right now that's exciting to you?
Um, right now, what's exciting to me is that we're working on is working with the national fencing team.
Mhm.
Um, there's a lot of play that gets that needs to be considered. Working with the athletes, but the thing is, they're decentralized, and I'm not sure for the listeners that are very familiar with that language. Oftentimes, when we're talking about national teams, like a country like France, for instance, the national training center is in Paris, right? Like all the national. If you want to be part of the national team, you're in the city, which is not really that far away from where they may be living outside of the city, right?
Right.
But in Canada or the States, we have a problem because our country is like 6 time zones, right?
Yeah.
So we cannot centralize all the athletes. Some sports do, like rowing, for instance, but fencing in Canada, like many other Canadian sports, are not centralized. And the reason I'm saying all that is because a lot of our athletes are across the board, so we can't see them. So that's a challenge. How do we construct a system or a model where we can see them? What about us traveling with them? So creating a structure from a sports medicine perspective that deals with the athletes, would deal with the sport, with their coaches, communicating with them. It's very exciting because you want to attend to these high elite athletes, professional athletes, um, but also you have to find a way around the challenge of not being so close to them. I've been at it for about a few years since 2018.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so
Anything involving the government will be a lot of bureaucracy and a lot of time.
yeah, exactly. Exactly, and it's just trying to construct something that has a good impact, and ultimately the benefits both the athletes, the sports, the coaches, and the members around it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's exciting. That's my
yeah.
passion project sort of thing.
Oh, absolutely. It's both an opportunity as well as an obstacle. But the exciting part is figuring out a plan to overcome that obstacle, which you're working toward.
You got it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
What do you do in your free time? You have a lot going on. You have two clinics. What free time do you have? And in the remaining free time that you do have, what do you do?
Free time. I don't know
What
have
is
any.
that?
Any free time I like to spend it with my family.
Yeah.
I'm very oriented. If it's not my wife, it's my direct family, my brother, my sister, whomever is in town, my cousins. It's that's for me is priority number one, and that takes precedence over anything. So
For sure.
uh,
What do you
I
spend?
like.
What do you do?
Sorry,
What do you spend time with them? What do you do?
who or what?
What do you do?
Oh, what did we do? Oh, anything. Just hanging out, just sitting, talking, walking, having a meal, activities, experiences, you name it.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, yeah, so long as you're spending time with the family, it's the quality that really matters. It's
for
not
sure.
what you,
Yeah,
it's what you're really connecting with someone, building a relationship with your family members. It, that that's everything really. If you don't have a strong relationship with your family members, I think that's really tough
yeah,
um, long term.
for sure. Yeah, no shortage of stuff to do. Uh,
No, yeah, exactly.
and since this is, after all, a Best of Markham podcast, what's your favorite business in Markham besides your own?
Ooh, that's a fun question.
Yeah,
Okay. um, you know what, can I say two? Can
yeah,
I say
go
two?
for it.
All right, because they're two different things, right? um, it, Tom's restaurant,
Okay.
right, which is on Denison Street. They're like a small little diner, breakfast place, like all day breakfast. Um, I always get my coffee from there. I always get my breakfast bagel from there. But they have lunch and everything, and they're just literally on Denison.
Huh.
Uh,
I have to
they're
check one out. My gym is on Denison, but Woodbine and Denison. Uh, but I haven't driven by Tom's. I have to check it out. Yeah, go ahead. What's the second one?
cool. I want to visit your sports club.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Come on down. We'll talk after the podcast.
Beautiful. But yeah, Tom's is literally on Denison, crossing I think Esna Park. But they're great. They're really good food. And then there is another. I just actually teamed up with or had a good talk I should say with Affinity Law. They're a firm in Markham, I believe, and they deal with all sorts of things: corporate law, personal injury. But I really got to talk because we were recently at a tournament. We are sponsoring a golf,
Yeah.
and got to talk to the partners and some of the associates that work there, and they're really a fun group. But they're really really um, what's the word I'm looking for? Genuine. They're genuine people, which is it's tough in some industries. It's hard to find genuine practitioners.
Well,
What's sorry?
the three least trusted professionals are politicians, car mechanics, and lawyers.
Yeah, yeah,
You're giving them
exactly.
a shout out. Good for them.
That's exactly it, right? And I wouldn't say it if I didn't mean it truly.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so I got to meet them and I got to talk to them and I got to hear their philosophies and stuff and you can tell if someone's disingenuous or genuine. So they're certainly ones that are trustworthy.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's true. It's hard to find, but once you find them,
You stick
once
with
you find
them.
a good mechanic, you stick with them. I have my car mechanic. I stick with him, who's also in Markham actually.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
give him.
exactly.
It's called Oasis Automobile. It's close to Unionville, but it's on Markham too. They're
Yeah,
they're a
yeah.
good to
I
reach
have to
out to.
interview them as well.
Yeah, Yeah, yeah. So there you go. You got a food place, a lawyer place, and a mechanic place.
Well, I have to visit Tom's restaurant. I mean, I can almost imagine driving by there because my gym up until 4 years ago was on the other like very close to Estes Park. Uh,
Yeah.
and I always drive by, but you always have your established food places that you know you go to, and then you just kind of ignore everything else.
Right.
I almost can imagine like, is it a red and white sign?
That's right. That's right.
Okay, I think I've driven by there many times, just never paid
Sure.
attention to it, clued in.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, okay, cool stuff. And
And my
lastly,
guy knows me too. As soon as I call, I'm like, what's my man? It's Nader, and he's like, I got you. Your order's coming right up.
oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. When they know your order before you make the order, you know you're a regular.
That's right. That's right.
Well, thank you so much for being here. How can our viewers and listeners get in touch with you?
They can get in touch with me through several ways. So you can go to athletic-touch.com.
Okay,
Um, there's a dash between the athletic and the touch. They can reach me on my work number, 647-867-4720, or they can email me at admin@athletic-touch.com.
perfect. And all those contact details will be in the show notes as well. Nader,
Beautiful.
thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate this.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate talking to you.
Good thing.